Good morning. Yesterday I shot my age at golf, which is 82. Uh, it's something that you really enjoy. I've done it a couple of times in the past, but it's not that easy. Um, I knew when I was golfing a number of years ago that I probably wasn't going to get much better. So I just had to get much older. And so I did. And I shot my age. So it was really kind of fun. Um, Here's a little animal that it's a kookaburra, if I can get this right, a little kookaburra from Australia. And Sharon was really excited about this, and she used to carry this around, one of her fur babies, and she carried around with her a lot. Sharon and I were at Universal Studios at Dagwoods, and we were going to have a sandwich. And we were standing in line, and all of a sudden I heard this water sound anyway at our feet, and I looked down, and sure enough, Sharon had peed. Uh, we were not prepared for that at all. Uh, so I had to take some emergency actions. I talked to the waitress and told her what happened, and then we headed over to the men's room, and I got her dried out as best I could, and then we headed to the car and we headed home. On the way, I stopped at the grocery store and picked up a package of Depends. When we got home, I put Depends on her, and it didn't bother her at all. I soon found, though, that one just really didn't take care of everything. And so from then on, I was putting two Depends on her, and it worked out really nice. Um, you can get some pretty good deals on these at Sam's or Costco, whatever. You buy them by the case, and it seems to work out real good. The other thing I did is I went and got a mattress cover protector for the mattress for nighttime. However, I was really lucky. She never really had any problem at night, so that was a pretty good deal. Incontinence is kind of interesting. I found evident, when we're normal, the bladder starts getting full, and it radios the brain that, hey, we need to get unload down here. You need to find a place for us to do it. And the same with the large intestine as far as pooping goes. And let us know. Well, somehow or another, the brain and the bladder then disconnect, and there's no sensation, no information whatsoever. And so what happens is that when the bladder gets full, it just unloads. Now, the other thing that's interesting with it is there seems to be no sensation of that either needing to go or going to the individual. Every time Sharon would pee, like in the shower, it was a shock to her. She'd almost jump back. So they have no sensation at all, which means that when you're with them, you have to check because she doesn't know that she peed or she doesn't know that she pooped, which is amazing. Now, I apologize for talking about peeing and pooping, but you know what? We all do it. If you eat and you drink, you're going to poop and you're going to pee. And it's as simple as that. And you might as well get used to it. It isn't that big a deal, really. Now, I wanted to continue to do everything we used to do. Um, uh, I wanted to play golf. I wanted to, do all the various things that we enjoyed doing. Two things that were eliminated, though. One was flying in a plane. There is no way in the world that you could change a person in those little dinky bathrooms. Plus, where do you put the stuff anyway? So flying was eliminated, and also the cruise ships because it just wasn't an easy thing to deal with when you're on. So we eliminated those two things. But driving in a car or going everywhere was really easy. What I tried to do is I tried to bring her home as often as I could. If we were in a short distance, I would bring her home because it was a lot easier. I just put her in the shower, hose her down, get her dried off, and clothes back on. I remember one time we got to the church, and all of a sudden, boom, we had a problem. So I took off home, and I got her cleaned up and fixed up, and we were back to the church in 20 minutes, if you can believe that. On the golf course, I kind of laugh and tell the guys, well, guys, we got a little problem. And they all knew what was going on. And so I'd head off and take care of things. And generally, I just lost one hole. Um, if we were on the 10th hole, then I missed number 11, but I was back to play 12. So it was really not a major problem, and it got to where I was really used to it. One thing that I really loved it was if she pooped in the morning, boy, was I a happy guy because then I knew that the rest of the day was good. I didn't have to fuss any. So, boy, the morning poop, I just, I loved it. I loved it. Okay. Now, what I set up was like a diaper bag thing, and in that, and I took that with me everywhere we went. We were in a park, and wherever we went, I had it with me. And in there, I had a number of Depends. I had a complete change of clothes. I had a towel, washcloth, some soap. So I was ready wherever we were. If I needed the deal, then I could use the bag. Also, I kept a number of Depends in my golf cart, and I kept them in the trunk of my car. So I was really prepared if anything happened as an emergency thing with it. Um, I didn't find it too big a problem. I think once you get used to it, it's just a natural thing. I just got to where I was pulling her pants back a little bit and checking down there just to make sure she was okay because they don't know. She didn't know at all whether she had pooped or whether she had peed. So I had to check that. But it became kind of a natural deal. We really ended up doing everything we wanted to do other than flying and on a ship. So that's something to think about. I want to leave you with a little thought that I had, and I wrote it down and said, try to get it right. And so see if this means anything to you. Don't get so caught up in the problems of the present that you forget about the beauty of the past. However, don't try to live in the past and ignore the situations of the present. And I think that's a very, very important thing to think about. And I thought I would just give you that little piece this morning and get you to think about it. I hope that this has been some help to you. What I would do that I didn't do was I would be somewhat prepared. If they're well along in the process, they're not communicating, they're having some problems, I would go buy some Depends and I would have them handy so that if there is an emergency, in fact, it wouldn't even hurt if you set up a little uh, uh, thing like I did with the baggie and just leave it in the trunk of your car, and then it's with you wherever you go, and you can use it and you won't be surprised. So anyway, I hope that helps because these things do happen. Look forward to talking to you next Sunday. Have a great day. Bye bye.